Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Yes, how is our poll looking? By the way, I love my wife. Triple three. Oh my gosh, I can't even say that. 0007 said that there's 26 votes on the poll. 100% do not believe her. Now I did see 3% that did believe her. I did see 3% that did believe her. So I am curious to know how many of you guys, where you guys stand. And if you guys just want to put it on the chat, that'd be great. Um, that would be awesome. Okay, because I got a little something to tell you guys. I have to tell you guys a little something. And I'm waiting a little bit. I'm trying to give it time. Why don't I do this? I'm going to play a little like 30-second clip because I want to give us some time. If you have not filled out the poll, it's a community poll up there. And just vote. It's a yes and no, simple. Now, if you feel more comfortable putting it on the chat, hey, go for it. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go. Let's give the people some time to get it together, to get ready. All these people, you can say that rabbits are arriving, whatever, it all works out. It all works out at the end of the day. Just 30 seconds in here. And I'm just kind of curious to know if any changes to the poll that we have. It's a community poll on the chat. Now, we got some people in here that are willing to just say whether they believe her, they don't believe her. I thought that the number was interesting that it said at least, 3%. Has anybody, any of the mods in the chat can let me know if the percentages have changed at all from that 30 seconds? I'm kind of curious. Anyone? Anyone notice any changes to the poll? Anybody take a little peek at it? I'm trying to see if I can pull it on my end as well, but it's a little bit harder to see on StreamYard overall. Okay, so if you guys can check it out, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. It's the same. Crazy Cat Mama, are you serious? Wow. So not a whole lot of changes. That's interesting because that's not what the GoFundMe says. Okay, there's a GoFundMe right now. Actually, there's 3 and a SpotFundMe. And I don't want to tell people what to do with their money. That's not my job, right? You need to support what you feel like is right, absolutely, as you should. But I want to give you guys some perspective, okay? And it's going to be a little bit different. So as I was looking into this situation, because we actually got some exclusive DM receipts, okay? That's that. And we have something else that kind of came about in the last 45 minutes as it pertains to this. And we have another exclusive, okay? I have been researching this situation, right? And I was examining a lot of the interviews that Angelica had with certain bloggers, okay? And there was one specific blogger that had an interview with her. And I will tell you that it stood out to me the most because what I realized, the way in which the interview was held, was that there was a level of respect that Angelica had for this blogger. And so I reached out to this young lady, and she agreed to talk to us. This young lady has a lot of information that she'll likely disclose more on her YouTube channel. She'll give us a little bit something today, okay? But it's something that I think a lot of us have been conflicted about the situation feel like, you know what, if we had this or if we have that, it might help us settle where we're all at, okay? Now, of course, there's going to be a level of awareness in the situation. We're going to talk a little bit about um, reporting child abuse and neglect in the state of Arizona, what that looks like, okay? Because there is a lot of misinformation out there. And I think this is a very good and important time to bring about these issues. The other thing, too, is that I want to shout out Paris Milan because she did a 2-hour live yesterday, and I believe she was having a lot of guests. Yeah, she had a lot of guests called. We actually called in, and we gave her kudos for that, right? But also, Cash App her and everything because number one, it takes time to do that kind of research. Number two, it takes she's up there and she's really wanting people to understand or see a different side of the situation. And when people aren't willing, um it's difficult, right? And so I very much praise her for her patience in that. I think the other side to this too is that you know we're not always going to agree with everything, even when we know that we might have some facts that show us something different, right? There are people that will never agree with us, and that's fine, okay? And we have to settle with that. But because I am more of a factual, fact-based, show the research. Let's just show the research. You make up your mind on what you see. If somebody is shown to be having a pattern of behavior like lying or being deceitful, then I can't use them as a reliable source, right? So for me, I look at, well, what else do I have outside of this person? What else do I have? So then we start looking at patterns and we start looking at things. And so one thing that really struck me about this young lady is that she really knew how to take control of, because it's her platform, number one, but of that interview and of Angelica, versus when she's going to all these other platforms, Angelica is just running amok and saying all kinds of things and changing the narrative and not necessarily answering the questions. And sometimes they're very basic yes or no questions. Her mind is running. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, because overall, one thing we can assess is that I wonder if her mental health is okay. I wonder if there's an issue of mental health here that we're seeing overall. So please note that we are coming with great intentions. We're coming to understand, but also to educate. If you continue to fund the 3 GoFundMe's and Spot Fund, then be aware of what you're funding, right? Be aware of what you're funding. But if things are questionable, then they're questionable, and it's okay. So we're gonna give our guest a couple of more minutes because I believe she is dealing with something. Hopefully she'll come up. She's been given the link, but shout out to her, and her information will be in the description box as well. One thing I said about this guest of ours, I think she just had a lot of great conversations that seemed to kind of really bring about the concerns that a lot of us were having, and especially myself, that I was like, this girl did something that a lot of people could not do. And for me, it was very convincing. Um, and she did it, she handled herself very well. So hopefully she will continue to do the blogging thing because she does it very well and she handles her platform very well. So kudos to her. We're going to give her some more time because she's not quite joined us yet. As soon as she does, I will make sure that we get her on here. But let me look at these comments real quick. And it sounds like we got an update on the poll. Let me see, what does the poll look like? Oh, we had a little community poll. Let's check it out. Let's see. We have, oh my God, we have 100 people in the chat. Let's smash that like button. Yes, please. I'm looking to see, somebody posted the poll numbers currently, recently. Let's see. Where did I see it? I saw that comment. Where'd it go? Let me make sure I get it. Sorry, guys. 96 over 4. So I'm thinking 96 no's and 4 yeses. So we have 4 people that believe us thus far. And again, the poll is anonymous, guys. It's anonymous, right? So don't think that you're going to be called out if you feel like, oh, it's different. It's still the same. It looks like from a couple minutes ago, 96 and 4. So we have 96 people that completely say no, not at all. She's not credible, right? Not credible whatsoever. Okay. Well, I mean, I get it. All right. Now we have more. We have changes. 96 and 4 no's. It hasn't changed. All righty. So we have, let me put this down. We have, and I'm going to add her to the stream. Are you ready, Naomi? Let's get you going. 1 second, because I know we had a conversation about the camera. How you doing? You're muted.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. You'll see that.
No, you're good. I was like, oh, no. Let me make sure she knows. How are you doing? Hey, first of all, thank you. Thank you. I was giving you an intro, your channel an intro. What stood out to me about you in your intro, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I could share it again. I said, that you seem to really know how to stand your ground with your discussions with Angelica, which is what a lot of other bloggers couldn't do. To me, that shows a sense of knowing a boundary and knowing, like, okay, I'm assessing that this person's all over the place, but this is my platform. This is my house.
Right.
And I want some answers. So right. I love it. So shout out to you for that, and kudos to you for that. Okay. Where should we start? I guess and if you guys have questions, maybe we'll pick one or two from the chat. One of the things I really want to know is what interests you? What made you kind of jump into this situation? Because a lot of us bloggers jump.
Okay. Well, I seen that it was just like all over the place. And first everybody was jumping on this story. And I was kind of like, okay. So I let it kind of go. And then I see where they're jumping back on the story saying, now this is all wrong. You know, she's lying. So that intrigued me. I wanted to see why would you be lying about something like this, such a sensitive topic. So I just said, let's talk. And that's how it started.
So you jumped after the fact when everybody was having their doubts about Angelica's story. Is that correct? So you kind of already seen the story.
Watching both sides.
Where did you land at initially when you saw both sides? Like, where were you at initially? And if you can't answer, that's fine. Please note you're not obligated.
When I think for the majority of us, when you first look at it and someone is giving you a narrative, you'll jump to that side. And so if you just put it on mute and then watch the interaction, you kind of look at it a little differently. So I was like, wait, let me not just jump on what everybody else is jumping on. I want to hear everything, and that's why I didn't jump on it right away. But then I had people on my channel like calling me like, hey, you need to check this out. There's this African-American girl. They're saying this, and they're just going on and on and on about it. So I just said, let's talk. I mean, that's how it started.
Was she pretty open to speaking to you right away, or did it take some time to kind of get there?
No, I asked her a question. She gave me answers. And I mean, I would ask a question, and I think you guys can see how it goes. It'll just go and go and go until you're just like, hey, calm down. So no, she was just really open with me.
Yeah, I saw like the interviews as far as time frame, 3 hours, 4 hours, they were pretty lengthy.
Right.
And I kind of wonder, first of all, I was like, I wonder if Chyna D is like tired by now because.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. I mean, often I would have conversations with her, and I literally wouldn't be in the room for like 20 minutes, and I'll come back and she's still talking. So yeah.
One thing you and I talked about on the phone, and I said, it's funny because I think you and I said it we were kind of right there. That stood out to me was when she did the recording on the Costco, and she made the quote, "I'm a Catholic ass person."
Mm-hmm.
And we said, we're like, oh my God. I said, I know. Didn't that stand out? I don't know why that stood out to me as being something. And I mean, I could say it now, but someone that has to justify the truth by their religion.
That's why. And when I was younger, me being from a Latin, family, I was kind of forced into, Catholic or whatever. And I just believe in a higher power, but I don't believe that should have been a reason for you to stop what was happening if it was happening. So that wouldn't be my conversation. I wouldn't be like, put my religion out there and that's why I'm not going to let this happen. I would just not let it happen because it's not right. So when she said that, I was kind of like, okay. And if you see in my interviews, I asked the same question over and over. I still have not got an answer. But I say, so before you started the tape, what happened before you started the tape? I'll just get this roundabout answer. So I keep asking her, so you were right next to her asking her these questions and she answered you like out loud what was happening? She told me yes. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is really happening to this little girl and these are the people that are doing it to her, I don't think she would just out loud say, if I, get food from you, that they are gonna, I don't know what words we can say, but they're gonna do whatever to her. They're gonna, yeah.
S-A.
Yeah.
R. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, she said that out loud in front of them. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, so she didn't whisper it to you? She's like, no. And I just found that, like, I guess I find it hard to believe, but I guess it can happen. I don't know. She says it happened, so I wasn't there. I don't know. I just find that hard to believe.
Right, right. And I don't, initially even watching you interview, it doesn't even sound like you're trying to get to her to even land to a necessarily an answer.
I'm not.
I'm getting, you're just wanting her to tell her story and then let her. And I thought that that was an excellent way to do it, right? Because then us, the audience, then we can decide, well, she said this on this day. When did it change, right?
Right. And you can go through the videos and you can see the different stories for yourself. That's why I like to let people talk rather than me kind of lead the conversation, because I'll get more information from you. If I just pause, you're going to feel obligated to speak because it's that awkward silence, right? So you'll just keep going and going and I'll ask a question. I may not ever get my answer, but I'll get some answers.
Right. What, out of curiosity, because I know from the time that the first day that you talked to her, the first message, can you give me a date of when that was? The very first message you ever sent her?
It's in my phone, but I could pull it up. I gotta get my other computer. Hold on.
My bad. We could wait a little bit, but I'm just curious. Ballpark, since the first time you messaged her and you guys spoke, how many messages and calls have you had between all the two of
Oh
you?
my God.
Because
I
I
don't
know
know.
we were talking and you were like, so I was like, I wonder what this is looking like for you right now.
I can't give you a number on that. It's not like 10, 20. It's like right now. Ooh, I should have put my phone on do not disturb or what is it called, airplane mode, because we might get interrupted, because literally I'm not a morning person. 9 o'clock this morning, it starts again. And I'm like, what did I get myself into? Like, okay, let me
Wow.
say it was probably, I want to say Sunday, but then I don't want to say Sunday. I want to probably say, but I want to give you a for sure answer, because when I answer questions, I like it to be,
Yeah,
you know.
I definitely appreciate that, because I think I look at time frames,
Mhm.
and we're gonna show the subbies, later on, some messages that we have by some concerned citizens that she was DMing as well. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I promise you we will do a rabbit twerk at the end. Anything that we get, we'll do it at the end. Sorry, we do a rabbit twerk on our channel. And
Okay.
you'll see that later on. So
Okay, because she tried to delete,
yeah,
but I mean, she did that with a lot of people, so I kind of had to be up on game with it. I did
really.
things, but hold on, let me go. The
I mean,
first,
she is a deactivator of her Facebook.
uh, that's fully true, but hey, I've seen. So
Yeah.
she the
When you
first.
look at the video, Chyna,
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious to know what your thoughts are. When I look at it, I look at something that's already been edited before it was released to
I
the
don't even
public.
like that. I look at it as I said, it could possibly be the scenario she's saying, or if you turn off what she's saying, it could be that little girl just looks like, you're embarrassing me right now. Like, I already get this everywhere I go because I look different than them, but like, you're embarrassing me right now. Then when I see him walking out with her, yeah, it does look a little bit stern. But then if you take out the voice saying what they're saying in the background, it could be him also comforting her. That's why I don't say I go this way or that way, because either I'm going to follow what somebody's feeding me,
Yeah.
or I look at it for myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, I hear you. She said that there was a witness. There was just so many stories, and I actually wrote down the different various
yes.
components that were added to the story, even from the clip. That there was a witness that heard her make the allegation. There were several witnesses between the Costco employees. There was urine in the blood that she saw, although the girl is wearing like blue capris, and they were pretty dark blue.
You
So
see me about that?
yeah, and anything you want to highlight about that, I know your expression says it all, but a lot of people haven't seen that part. So,
because I asked her, according to other people, they're saying, there was a puddle on the floor. She's saying that she didn't say that, but I seen otherwise, but she's saying it. So I'm saying, okay, that's what you say. She said, no, there was no puddle. Not only I seen it, but the witness seen it too. And he was saying he's the one who pointed out. He's the one who said, look, look, look. And I looked and I said, oh, well, that's darker than urine. That's something else. I said, so was there a puddle? No. There was no puddle. It was just like pulling into her socks. I said, okay. I just say, okay, really?
Yeah, you had a lot of patience. I mean, and guys, her channel is in there. She's got like part 4, part 5. At this point, it's part 4, right? Of your conversation with her. 5. Okay. You and I spoke, you were pretty upset at her. Do you want to kind of share at this point where you're at in terms of where you're at with that?
At her, first of all, she's young.
Yeah.
And I feel that this is a situation where you took something that, could have been smaller than it is, but then you took that and you exploited it and you kept posting. You would not stop. So now that it's over your head and now it's too much, you have no choice but to continue the narrative. And so that's kind of where I feel like it's at right now. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's what I feel.
Yeah. There are different moving parts to the story at this point between...
Real quick to answer your question, my first action with her was on Saturday at 10:42 a.m. I said, hey, can I talk to you about the little girl in Riverside? She contacted me back on Saturday at 12:24 p.m. saying, of course. And from there, it goes.
Saturday the 28th?
This Saturday that just passed.
So the Saturday she went to jail, right? Mm-hmm. She was there and then was released. Would that have been in your, and I don't know, maybe, I think she is California. So her time frame, I don't know if you guys are in the same state, but would it be the same?
We're not too far from each other.
Perfect. So do you have a time frame of when? I'm curious to know because she was a pretty busy girl on Saturday.
Because I have a personal Facebook that I don't let anyone follow. But
yeah.
I'll show you what time I'm not making it up. It's literally
no, Saturday. I believe you.
Let me position. I'm gonna go off and position the phone where you could just see that and not all my other information.
That is fine. And do you want me to remove you and then put you back up so you're able to do that? Or remove you from so your information?
I'll just put my avatar up so I could just bring it back up.
Perfect. Do the avatar. We love avatars. All righty. So where is everybody at? Do you guys have any questions for Naomi Chyna D of the situation? Is there something that's not quite making sense? Please feel free to put it on the chat. If it's appropriate and she's willing to answer it, we'll let her answer it, right? It's completely up to her.
It's okay.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You are fine. All right. So here we have she's showing us some DMs. And actually, that is the Facebook page that she has deleted, which matches some of the DMs that I have here from another group. Okay.
Right.
So Saturday, 10:42 a.m. the 28th.
It doesn't give the date because it was this Saturday.
Yeah.
So whatever this Saturday was, I think it was the 28th.
Yeah. It was the 28th. So that was the date of her arrest. And release.
Mm-hmm.
Did she tell you anything about a black guy that day?
Let me see. Let me tell you. I first heard about the black eye I heard about it on Sunday. And I know we were trying to get the times. It's going to be between Sunday, between 2:09 p.m. and... Hold on. And Sunday, the next timestamp I have is 3:30 p.m. So somewhere within there.
I just muted myself. Why I ask is this, because that Saturday night she went to the other channel that's been terminated and said that she had been slammed against the cop car and
Mhm.
she had a black eye.
Right.
Then the other channel, That's So Bold,
Mhm.
had a release, which is now deleted at this point. He had released some like video on
Mhm.
Instagram.
Was it deleted for her purposes, or they wanted to delete it?
They deleted it like immediately after, I believe, his last live, which I believe his last live was, what was it? Where they had the attorney, they had like 4 or 5 different people up there. I believe it was Sunday.
I think this is a person she keeps. Sorry, I'm trying to fix it.
You're fine.
I think this is who she keeps trying to tell me to get in contact with. Some attorney she wants me to get in contact with, and I'm like,
Yes, I heard her. She's
okay,
from Atlanta, Georgia, the entertainment
something
attorney.
like that. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't need. She keeps referencing all these, channels, and I don't follow a lot of stuff like that. Like, I'm just now getting into it like that. I followed my like little certain people, and that's it. But she's naming all these people. And so I'm like, well, I don't even know who that is. I didn't see it. And so, but I asked her, was she going on multiple platforms and like telling all these stories? And she told me no. So then when another YouTuber that I talked to told me yes, I asked her again. And then that's when she said yes. And then, she told me to try to get in contact with the attorney to get her help and all that.
Yeah, she mentioned that. I believe it was part 4 of your conversation with her, that there's an attorney. One of the guests that you had in there, I think, asked an excellent question, right? And by the way, I'm like, why would your phone suddenly get disconnected or what? Because her tone wasn't even accusatory. It was very like just trying to get straight to the facts. So shout out to, I don't know who she is, but shout out to her for that. But she had asked the question of like, why are you on a GoFundMe if you've had attorneys reach out to you? And her response was, well, I'm not just going to go to any attorney. And then I suddenly got mail. And I'm like, but that doesn't really answer the question.
You're not going to get a straight answer.
You're not going to get a straight answer. The other thing I thought was interesting, when that interview started,
Mhm.
and I'm just thinking back because the human trafficking bus, okay,
Yeah.
she kept referencing one. She said that her uncle worked with the sheriffs at some point, no longer works there, does security.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I might get my facts wrong here, but it was something to the effect of, he knows how crooked they are. There was a bus. He sent me a link to an article just right now or the other day. She's
I
trying
don't
to
know.
send you a link.
I'm not going to say if that's exactly what she said, because
Mm-hmm.
I really don't remember. Everything is kind of like right now. Because I literally just got off a live with her this morning.
I know. I've been studying like what's been said, so I'm like, oh, this is right fresh out of my head. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I don't remember if those were her exact words. I know she's been trying to get me to contact the police for her. And I just can't do that. But she said that her uncle, was a part of the sheriff's department. He's no longer, you're right. I'm recalling, said that he does know how crooked they are. And he said that two deputy sheriff, whatever they're called, were just arrested for human trafficking. And I said, wait, like for like SA? And she's like, no, human trafficking. And I'm like, okay, because you hear how she keeps referencing I don't know whether his name is Joel or Joseph. She tells me 2 different names. That the wife, I think it is. I don't know.
The
Somebody,
Tiffany's, I think the couple, right?
the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
I think she's saying that the mom works for the Underground Railroad. I've tried to look for stuff like that, but I really don't know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. So I guess they have some type of trafficking thing, and they have other kids that they're just, I don't know where the story goes sometimes.
Yeah. When she was so where I was going with is the link. She kept talking about that there was recent news, and what I thought was interesting is you kind of caught her on this one. I don't know if she realized that she had been caught, but suddenly the link is not, the news article is not there that they had just posted this?
First, I'm like, okay, well, because she's like, I can show you, I can show you, I can show you. I'm all about show me, because I hear you, but show me. And so she's like, okay. She's texting me, oh, I'm gonna call you right now. Answer. I'm gonna call you right now. I'm gonna call my aunt, I believe she said. I'm gonna call my aunt, and she's with my uncle. Something to the effect of that. Don't quote me exactly. You guys can go see. And she's like, yeah. Oh, she's not answering first. She says they're not answering, and then, okay, well, I'm gonna try again. Okay, so then she gets a hold of the uncle. Oh, everything's deleted off of the internet.
And all of this, guys, for anybody that has questions about this, it's all captured on a live, guys. It's on her channel. So this is all kind of happening during the live. And I'm like, this is, I don't know if anybody can see this, but this was gold to me, that it was like very telling about deflecting from the current situation, similar to when, this is the part that stood out to me that people were trying to forget. I'm not really sure. The part where she said that she had hit the mom and the dad at the Costco parking lot. And suddenly nobody was talking about that. But for me, I was stuck. I was like, wait a minute, what happened to, because you know that would have been a full-on police investigation. Somebody would have gone to jail that day. What do you think of that? Where do you stand? And you're smiling. Where do you stand with that?
I'm smiling because that's literally where the live left off today.
Mm-hmm.
And I respected her wishes. She said, get me off live. So I'm not going to talk about that situation because she doesn't want me to talk about that situation. Yeah. So, yeah.
Anything in your opinion, and I'm curious, I don't see any questions quite yet from the chat that they might have that you might be able to clear, given that off the record and on the record you might have had some conversations with her. Whatever you can share that can help. My biggest thing is that people need to know what they're giving their money to. If they're going to support a woman that has a story and they're okay with the inconsistencies, go for it.
Right.
But if you have doubts, her GoFundMe, and let me refresh this page because I could totally do it. At the time I checked, was $3,086.
That's where we left off this morning.
Yeah, 83 people donated. But there was another account that I believe by the name of Spot Fund, and I don't know how much the total was, but some of these accounts people can pull from without having met the goal. So she's wanting $15,000 from this one GoFundMe. Has she said to you, like, her thought process behind the GoFundMe, the deleted, anything else that you could help shed light to this situation?
When I asked her about the GoFundMes, she said, let me not put words in her mouth. I believe she told me there was no GoFundMes. She took them all down. But then later on in conversation, I asked her again, and she says, oh, hold on, let me send you the link. So I say, send me the link. So she sends me the link, but I'm trying to click on it. I can't get into it. So I go look myself, and it's like, a blank picture, whatever. And then she was like, oh, no, that's not mine. And I'm like, all right. But I asked her again later on, like maybe the next day. I think it was in a live, someone asked her about it, and she was like, well, what you said, why would I go with somebody for free? This is a serious case. And mind you, she was asking me to find her lawyer. So that would have been, I said, somebody might take your case pro bono. They might just do it because of how much.
You're fine. Uh-oh, the sound. You kind of went out of there.
Yeah, because
I hear you now.
Yeah, okay, because people call. I just
You're
hopped
fine.
on. But so, where was I at? Okay, so she says she doesn't have any. I keep looking because I keep refreshing my things, because the day that she hung up, I tried to go find her Facebook, completely gone. So then she hits me up that next morning and I'm like, what happened? She was like, oh, my phone died. I said, okay, I can't say you're lying. I can't tell nobody they're lying. So I'm just like, all right, so let's continue. So we start talking. And then I just slip in there, hey, do you have a Cash App? She's like, I say, because if people want to donate to you, because I'm, oh, yeah, she does. Okay, send it to me. Oh, I don't know how to send it. I said, screenshot it and send it to me. So you're saying she doesn't have a Facebook page up now, but according to what I have here and what I found, she has multiple Facebooks.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think she made a Facebook just for the purpose of the video she made. That's what I believe. And so that's the one she can activate, deactivate, and things like that, because the other one that I found is from 2018.
I found the same one.
And it's the same exact thing that I have from her Cash App. So I knew it was a lie right there.
Wow. I'm showing guys the receipt. We had showed this before. It's the spot fund. Have you seen this before?
I haven't seen that, but I pulled up the spot fund and either it looks like it's already been cashed out or
it has.
Because it shows up, but it's black. It looks like it's been cashed out or she removed it.
Yeah. In this little narrative, and I will just kind of read it quickly. Need a good lawyer for the situation going on and for my family being attacked and harassed. I'm tired of the sheriff department law informant shutting me down when they are upset for failing our system again. I need some people to give me names of very good lawyers because I'm pursuing to press charges and take this upon myself to be her voice. This is when she's including her, to be her voice. This isn't going to go undone and unseen and unspoken, exclamation point. Please spread around. That was the screenshot that we got. And so the narrative was very pointed. I was like, all right. But then we heard about other funds. So it was like she was running two different fundings at the same time.
I hear more than two. I mean,
I'm hearing at least three.
Sending me multiple. So I'm like, what do you want me to believe? Because every time I ask you the question, it's a no. But today when I was like, no, first, last night when I was on live, I looked at it and it was at like 27. As I was speaking, it went up to like 28. When I got up this morning, it's where you see it at now. And I told her, do you know that it's up to, oh, really? Let me go look. But I thought you took it down. So it's like, man, like I said, and I told you, I don't say where I stand because I like to be neutral. I am only allowing her, and some people are kind of getting on me about allowing her to have a voice. Mm-hmm. But I want you guys to see what I'm seeing, and you make your own decision. That's it. That's why I never agree or disagree.
Yeah. I think you're trying to be as unbiased and fair to her story. There's been questions about her pregnancy. What was you're laughing? Oh my God, please don't laugh. Oh Jesus. When did she share with you about the pregnancy?
I am not going to talk about that part.
All right, we'll leave it at that. I won't even push up like, but you're laughing. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. In your opinion, do you believe there's something wrong with Molly?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I wasn't there. I mean, I could look at a video, but it's different when you're in front of a situation. I don't know. I don't know what that little girl is going through. I don't know if they caught her on a bad day. It's a pandemic, obviously her hair, they don't deal with that type of hair. What would they know? It's just a lot of things that can go into why we feel that she had on slave clothes and all that type of, when you see her stand up, it's like, if that's her style, that's her style. It can go either way. He could have been holding her saying, don't say nothing. From Angelica's words, he was kicking her under the table, like not to say anything. I didn't see that, so I can't say that happened or didn't happen. I don't know if she's okay.
It seems like it's there are witnesses that are being implicated, and yet only one person that has seen, and even then the outcry of R and SA is not fully captured.
I'm plugging my phone up.
Yeah, you're fine, on the camera. So then I'm just kind of thinking out loud of, well, how do we move on from this as the public? What else does the public need, right? And even you kind of seem Chyna D a little bit conflicted with the situation, because I feel like you are very much trying to be fair and unbiased.
Right.
But is there anything that just kind of upsets you overall with this situation, where you stand right now?
This is what I say. I say to cut out all the BS. I feel like just show the Costco tape. Just show the Costco tape. We will know. They say she never made contact with her. Just show us the tape. If we see the tape, we can make more of a judgment. If we see, I don't want to say if we see Molly, because honestly, if I was her parents, I wouldn't put her on TV. I wouldn't come and speak. I would just be like, I know that I'm not doing anything wrong by this child, and I don't have to prove it to some girl that just draws a conclusion. So it's like, really, how do you be satisfied? Are they going to show us the tape? Are they not? I mean, it's still under investigation. She's telling me it's not under investigation, but from what I'm hearing and I'm seeing, I think differently.
People are getting that confused between the social services investigation,
right,
and the police investigation. So it's almost like, well, she's been failed. Well, there's no crime.
right.
What crime did we see happen in the camera?
We don't hear her say anything.
No.
That's why in my beginning discussions with her, I keep saying, so she said to you this, and this, and that. You said to her this, and this, and this, and that. And I'll ask her again. So clear it up for me. So what did she say? She says the exact same thing, that she said, yes, she was hungry, and that if she, offered her food and she ate it, that they were going to beat her and SA. And she said, it's in her writing. She said the lady in the pink, the guy in the pink and the lady with the arms crossed. But she originally thought the one with the arms crossed was the mother, and that's not the case. So I don't know, man. It's giving me a headache. It's just,
yeah. And I won't hold you up for too long anymore. I think one thing that was said is, and I shout out to the plaintiff Jane, who really, I think this is the comment. I guarantee nothing from this situation helped Molly.
No.
At all.
No.
And that is so true. Let me put her comment up, because it is a very true statement.
Right.
If that was the initiative, what has helped her from here? The GoFundMes aren't for her.
Wasn't they originally supposedly for her? And she had to take it down because, according to their investigation, she was okay.
Yeah. And it is right here. Be her voice. Let me be her voice. Financially. Right. You're not holding it against her, as far as, because I know that one thing she said about the crime with her cousin, that was a gang-related crime. Is any of that impacting the way in which you see her, when she says the N-word, when she references like things like that in terms of her history? What are your thoughts about that? No.
And if people that follow me or like was with me in the beginning, they always know that I say I don't deal with racial situations because I'm very mixed. So, and I grew up more on my Latin side. So I never got that whole, if you're not Black, you can't say the N-word or something like that. Like, I have friends that are not Black that constantly say it around me. I would just say, if you're not saying it towards me in a, a
derogatory,
derogatory way, then I don't really care. Like, so that has nothing to do with this situation.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
hear you. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to share with? Oh, one last thing before I forget. The bruising in the eye. I haven't seen any other platform have pictures of her with a bruised eye. Your platform has them. Do you have anything you want to show us, or like anything that you can, or and that's fine if you don't want to?
If I had a known and I would have got on my other computer, I would have been able to.
I have a screenshot of it. Do I have your permission to show it to everyone?
Which one? Because what she originally sent me, she wouldn't send to me again. So
not that one.
Not the original one?
No.
She won't send. I think that one you guys can see more clearly if you guys were to see that one, what I see in the picture. And I'm not going to say what I see in the picture because I want you guys to come up with your own conclusions. And I'm not going to say go ahead and share it because she told me not to share it. And right now, she's on my phone, like telling me to take everything down, and her attorney and all this stuff. So if she has an attorney, I don't really know what you guys are donating to.
Thank you. Can you say that again, please, out loud for the sheep? Don't be sheep. For the people in the back, can you seriously repeat it? Say it one more time.
Hey, I said I don't want to say. She may have other reasons. I'm just saying, from the messages I'm getting, I just don't understand what is being donated to from what I've seen.
Yeah. If you want to see the black eye, multiple pictures, it's on your channel.
I got video of the arrest.
Yep.
Videos of me talking to her, and she's feeling like the cops are like, I don't see it. Maybe you guys can see, if you guys see in the video that cops are surrounding her. And I asked her, like, do you just think since you're so paranoid that just that cop on the corner is not really there for you? I said, where are you parked at? Are you just parked in a random area? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, maybe they're like, no cars are ever parked around here and they're trying to see what's going on. No. That nothing rational makes sense to her. And I mean, you guys can look. I don't see anybody following her. I don't see it in the video. And I mean, I have her send me multiple pictures, multiple videos, and I don't see it. I just don't.
Yeah, so. I know. So first of all, thank you so much for your time. And I definitely don't want to take away from what you've collected, the work that you've done. And I hope that from here, we can drive some people to really make their own judgments and assessments about whether they're going to be donating to this cause, whether it's going to be about Molly or the attorney, but at the very least, get the facts, right? Like, get the story.
Well, you guys heard what I said. I'm not
gonna
You heard what I said. So if you guys feel that what's written there you need to donate to with what I just said, it's out of my hands.
Yeah, twice. She said it twice, more than that. So that was a good moment. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with us? I'm going to move on to the other part that I have for these people, for our wonderful people. Anything else? Guys, follow her. She has her, I have her link on the description box. Okay, Naomi Chyna D. She's got hours and hours of interviews. Check her out. Okay. All right, let's move on. And let me stop real quick right now. We're going to do a little rabbit twerk as a little break so I can give thank yous to all this financial support that we are now receiving. Thank you so much. But I got some DMs here. You don't want to miss these DMs. Okay. So you got to hang out with me and listen, because we got something here to show you. It's a little timeline. It's going to be very interesting. You do not want to miss it. Let's find this little rabbit twerk. Which one? This one. All righty, we are back. So, and this is such a great question. Wealthy Knowledge says, if she doesn't care about race, and it doesn't matter, why does Angelica's allegations of the family being racist matter? I think it's a great question. Why it matters is this: you have to think about what were those headlines in several of these platforms, and the way in which the story was shown and promoted. Think about it this way. And I remember a couple, child slave with white family. Trigger words were used to really bring about caution to what's going on, awareness. So hence why this became about race right away. And I kind of wonder, was Angelica profiling some of this, like in a way to show exactly what? I appreciate your question. I think this is an awesome question to ask. And thank you. Yes, one more twerk. We just got it. But let me show you guys some DMs that we got over here. I'm going to take myself off the screen so everybody can read it. So we have a group. It's playing real fast. There's no sound to it. We have some DMs here. Okay. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. If you want to bring awareness to a cause, and I'm thinking, something happened in your local community, or you have local resources, or you are very well resourced to help someone, okay? You reach out to them. You might not be a blogger, okay? And at the end of the day, it's not always the bloggers that get things done. It's really concerned citizens. So for me, I very much appreciate groups like this that help concerned people. I got some of these DMs and I wanted to read these out to you guys because I think it speaks about intent. Where intent, the intention of this person, okay, and meaning this person, Angelica. So August 24th was Tuesday, okay? There was a message that these concerned citizens sent to Angelica, all right? And it reads, "Hello, my wife and I are citizen journalists, We help Black families in need of help. We contacted the Riverside Sheriff's Department to ask for the incident report. No one has called back. Would you happen to know the incident report number? I'm requesting an open records request through the Freedom of Information Act." Okay, then it goes. "We contacted Arizona CPS and spoke with her ID number is an operator. Her ID number is 2740. All right. So what really jumped out to me when I read the first, intro was that these people knew exactly who to call. They didn't call Riverside CPS. Okay. Why? Because the child doesn't live in Riverside, lives in Arizona. So the investigation for child welfare, for social services, would have happened in Arizona, not California. It's different than when you do police work. That's a little bit different. A crime that goes by that jurisdiction. Social services, they investigate where the child lives, home state. So I thought that was like, all right, these people knew exactly where to contact and what to do. They got a number and they spoke to an operator. Here we have somebody that reports that they have already called. Okay. She then responds. Okay. And here we go. Let's see if it moves on to the next screen. She says, "Thank you guys very much. I appreciate people like you. Yes, I'll send report number." And the response from the group is, "That is great. Thank you. We have shared the video also. If you have unedited video, you can share that. We can put it on our Twitter account. Please let us know." All right. And then he puts his information. "I love my wife 0007. That is our Twitter handle where we do most of our work." Now, this group right here, they have very much, even looking into their Twitter, they are very much advocates for the community. This is an example of a group that is advocating and isn't about a blog, right? Which you got to give a kudos to a group like that. Okay. They are doing the work that, is from the ground. They're not necessarily worried about, we're going to report X, Y, and Z. We're trying to give you guys facts on this information, right? So then it continues with the message. Also, if you don't mind, we saw the media cut out some of what you also said. You said also. Is there a full statement? Do you guys remember on the other live where I said, I wonder if the media had cut out a piece of her statement? Like, is that her full statement? Did they skip something? What happened exactly? The other part that stood out to me too from the group was the request for an unedited video. So in my initial reaction when I saw the video, I immediately knew it was edited. Now, it could have been edited for various reasons. Maybe you're editing it so you could put all the different spots in there, right? Like, make sure that the most impactful stuff is in there. But this group knew that the video had been edited. So this was an interesting request, and I felt like it validated my feeling as well. It keeps going. Okay, now again, we are on the date of the 24th. The 24th was when this group reached out. We're still on the 24th in the time frame wise. Oh, let's see. Let's stop it right here. There is a question. He says, can you speak? Still on the 24th, couple hours later. Hey, the big SUV was vehicle that those people left Costco in, right? We need your help to locate this girl. Are you in distress? We are working with other media to try and get help. And so then she responds, I'm so done with harassment. I'm now worried for myself and my family. I don't want to keep going if I'm going to risk my family. At this point, people are making so many things up. So she says, at this point, people are making so many things up. He responds, we truly understand that. We are sorry you are going through this. Okay. We're still on the 24th. All right. Now, the 24th is such an important date, and I will tell you why. Number one, she's having this communication with these people. Well, on the 24th, Angelica had 2 interviews on the YouTube platforms. She had an interview with ThatsSoBold, one of the first ones, on the 24th, and then had an interview with Nosey Heaux live before the channel takedown on the 24th. So the 24th was a busy day for her, apparently. So we're going to keep going. He says on the next page, she responds, people believe what they want to believe. Okay, so we're going to play that. Let's see. And then she says, I just don't want to risk my pregnancy over this. It's not fair to my children and my health, all to save this young girl who I witnessed be mistreated, be neglected. And he responds, okay, we're here. We're not here to harass you. We're here to help. She says, I understand. I'm just in distress and tired. Huge headache. None will understand that. So then he says, if you pass this information to us, we can take it from there. We won't communicate with you anymore unless you need our help. We are calling the cops, but no one is contacting us for information. Again, my wife and I are truly sorry you are going through this. These things happen when good people do the right thing. So from here, it continues. She says, yes, please, expose the rest. I'm done. My family's life is at risk. He's asking again, well, can you give me any information? Okay. You can email everything to me, videos, text, the report, number, with the information. I love my wife, gmail.com. Okay. We have several networks to help, get the truth out. You were there. We're not. So nothing. Then maybe maybe about an hour later, were you told not to tell anything to any other activists? We can actually help. So he's not hearing back from her, and he's like, well, did somebody tell you not to speak to us? Like, what's going on? And she says, fake accounts, private numbers, lots of people been blowing me up. I can't say who. Okay. He says, okay. Did you read my last text messages here? We saw a video you went live with. Oh, okay. Well, here's the tour. Oh, no, here we go. Here's the tour. She went live on a video. They saw the video. And in this video was the Nosey Heaux live interview. Okay, that's the interview of the 24th. No longer available for everyone. She screenshoots it and sends it. Says, this lady, yes, I did go live with her, and only one news, Palm Springs, NBC. I believe it's NBC, not C. Well, it could be NCB, but I believe it's NBC Palm Springs. Okay. And I believe that was the iconic interview that kind of got everything going as well. All right. So then it keeps going. And we go from here. And only one news, Palm Springs. Were you being harassed before this live or after? Which I think is a legitimate question, right? Since the video went out before and after. It's been every day, she says. I don't know by who. I'm guessing the sheriff and other people. Okay, we are linked with good people who can help this young girl. We have no information though. It's by so many, it's what is it? I believe she meant to say it's hard to say who now, but it's he now. Then he says, block all those talking shit. She says it's too many. So he's having this little back and forth, okay? Someone that's already offered to help her, offered to put that information out there. And then she says, I got tired of blocking. Okay. Best I can do is have you email me everything you have again. Can you do that? You on Twitter? You have to see you have more support than enemies right now, which at the time on the 24th was correct. Doing the right thing will be scary, but you will be better for it. Of course, family is always first. It shows you've been typing for a while now. You okay? Then she says, yeah, I just received so many calls. He's asking from, are they finding your number or have you given the number? I don't know how people just have it. Damn, he says. And it keeps going. This is all on the 24th, okay? Damn. When you are ready, just email us. Whatever you have, okay? Sorry you're going through this. You also need to change your number, he suggests. All right, we're still on the 24th. And now it's 6:20 p.m. Okay? And he's messaging again. And again, he, meaning the group here, is messaging Angelica again. The group is blue. Angelica is gray. He says, hello, can we speak, please? I just called the police station again. They are playing games. Through the Freedom of Information Act, they're saying because a minor is involved, they cannot give me the incident report because I was not there. You are the only person who can give that information of or send me a copy of the incident report. Please, this child could be in danger now. This is the only way to expose it. All right. Keeps going. All right. This is all the 24th. How exhausting. And he says, I see you are live with the YouTuber. We're live with the YouTuber at this time. She says, can you tag me, please? Was it ThatsSoBold? He says, yes. Okay. How can I find it? Was it posted or just a live? I want to put it out there that we had no help from the sheriff's department. So then it keeps going. Can you please email me the information to get help for the little girl? I understand that we are trying to get, it was all I saw live. We need your help with this information, right? I understand that is what we are trying to get. So he's explaining to her, I understand, right? Like this, we just need the information. Again, at this point, I really don't know how many requests have been made. And your request is for him to tag you, which by the way, he's not a YouTuber. So why would he tag you? He's telling you, I'm an activist. I bring awareness to the situation. What are you doing? It keeps going. Again, need help with the information. There are people ready to help find this teenage girl. All right. So now that was all the 24th. All the 24th, Tuesday the 24th. I think he asked at least 3 times to request a helper. We know that she did at least 3 interviews, 2 of which were in a platform and one which was a national, local TV or whatever, Palm Springs. She was tired. Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Too much going on. Whatever. We're on the 27th now. So from the 24th, we go to the 27th. Now, this is Friday. Okay, this is before she was held. Okay. The 27th. He says, what is going on here? She says, read my recent post. I did, he says. A lot doesn't add up. And for a case to be dropped with proof family is guilty leaving before the cops arrive. Psh, they won't ever answer that. That shows they never wanted Molly to say something. Okay. All right. So then it keeps going. Let's keep going. This is exhausting. I'm telling you guys, it keeps going. He says, I contacted the police and CPS because you did not give me the information. She says, I have a lot of other messaging me. It's not just you. So please understand, I'm a busy mother. She says, they told me there was a full investigation. 1, they contacted the Gilbert police to do a welfare check. I called Gilbert also. The CPS Arizona Department of Child Safety is looking into it. I want to stop right here because if you guys go back to the media release that the Riverside did, there were 4 agencies that were looking into the situation. Riverside, okay, you have Gilbert Police, and then you have Gilbert CPS, Arizona CPS, and now you also have possibly Riverside at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking. So there were people looking into the situation. This is the 27th, guys. So this was Friday. So if this person who clearly is trying to advocate for this child is saying on the 27th that he was told that there was a full-on investigation, that they contacted somebody at Gilbert Police to do a well check, and also called Gilbert and CPS Arizona. If you really think about time frame wise, when did the investigation stop? It probably lasted longer than 48 hours, right? Think about it. Because that's the information this person was given. So this investigation was ongoing and never really stopped. So she responds by saying they never did. They checked the house. He says, CPS said they have and are monitoring the situation. What did Paris Milan do to you? He says, ask, what is Paris Milan doing? I don't see her posting anything on her channel for social media. So we're going, and Paris Milan's name comes up. Paris Milan's name came up on ThatsSoBold as well. She was making allegations against her. She was saying she was going to meet the cops, didn't know she was going to be arrested. It was for a protection order against her because her subs were attacking her. So this thing kind of went back and forth. I was so confused by then. I have ADHD, but I'm not confused like all the way out there, right? Like I'm able to assess facts and information, but that right there threw me off. So she says when she goes live, she told people to spy on me. It's been screen recorded and sent to me. He asked, when was that? Or when was this? By many people a day ago. I follow her, never heard her say this. Can you send this recording? I have asked for information regarding your situation, but you never send me anything. Can you please provide me this information? All right. It keeps going. And from here, this is where I definitely sense a frustration. You said you needed help, but you are not giving us the info to help you. That is sketchy as AF. Okay. We can't help if you are only giving bloggers this info. And right there, I would probably say that was the case. She was going blogs to blogs, platforms to platforms to give specific bloggers information. Here's someone that isn't a blogger, that is connected to resources, is a group of people that can really, advocate for Molly, because this is what this is about. You're not giving them information, but you're asking for help in GoFundMe's. So it keeps going. She says, because I don't have to. There are many others who want me to repeat the same shit every day, and I'm not. I'm done responding to everyone. Be glad I responded to you. It's obvious and told many times what happened. And he says, they just want to put it out for views. We want to call and pressure those involved. You are deleting your FB page left and right. I'm not here for clout at all. I'm here to find the truth. My Twitter account is dedicated to helping Black men, women, and children every day. Your account of things keeps changing and you keep deleting your Facebook account. So you're not saying the same thing over and over. And it keeps going. I'm exhausted for this group. He says, your account of things keeps changing. Her response was, I deleted it for many reasons. Therefore, I'm not going to explain myself again. Why? But it's up. And you can figure out what happened. Seriously, have a nice day. He then says, I'm not glad to have you speaking to me. Don't get it twisted. I'm here to make sure Molly is getting the help. And that was probably the nicest way to say that. She says, no one ever twisted shit up. So don't get me twisted, hun. It's been the same since day one, but it's not about a full documentary. It's about the allegations she said, and we need proof she's okay. And that's that. He says, I'm getting that proof. And she says, how? Prove it. I mean, this circle keeps going. And it says, you could have helped me with all of that info. And that's the end of those messages. Says, how? Prove it. Prove she's okay. He says, you could have helped me with that info. That was that. That was pretty lengthy, okay? But I want you to understand something. And this is where I was like looking at a timeline. I was thinking, all right, something's off here, okay? Because I'm thinking in my mind, we talked a little bit about the dates. The 24th, like I said, was a day of action for Angelica. She had done a couple interviews. Here we go. This concerned citizen is asking for information. Hey, give it to me. We'll share it. We got it. You don't have to do this. No, you don't. Like, what are you doing? And he's the one watching her appear on all these YouTube channels. It's not like she's telling him. Then the audacity. Can you tag me? Can you tag me? She is beyond. Like, at this point, I was like, this is crazy. Crazy. So then I thought, I was like, all right, well, I'm trying to understand. Like, here you're going to platforms asking for help. You have somebody that's willing to help you, right? Willing to give you, his platform. It's not a blogger, it's not YouTube, but they're willing to give you resources locally, whatever it is, so that just to make sure that Molly was okay. Intentionality is everything. So we're going to get to that in a minute, but I want to show you guys some other receipts, okay? There was a lot of conflict, right? There was a lot of conflict that we saw happen. And I think part of it is who's helping Molly, who's actually providing the platform. And sometimes the best advocates don't always have a platform. And the best advocates don't always need a platform to advocate, right? So I want to show you guys something because I think that this is an important moment that kind of shapes this story, at least for me, right? There were a lot of efforts, right? We talked a little bit about this on when we had Black Tea Blog up here, okay? how you go above and beyond, right? Who did what, who offered what platform, okay? And I didn't expect Black Tea Blog to come over here. This was something that I requested from her, and she was able to provide this for me, okay? Ooh, why am I zooming in so much? Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Sorry, because the screen looks crazy on my end. Let's see if I can go a little bit higher. Here we go. So obviously, this is some communication between Black Tea Blog and ThatsSoBold, okay? This advocacy, this worry, and I had told you, a lot of you guys, that Black Tea Blog and I and another blogger, we had talked a little bit about the story. I had shared, what? I am hesitant because this doesn't seem right. The girl seems to be changing. The first thing she says, she's Catholic as hell or fuck or whatever. And that justified her telling the story or the truth of the matter. Well, we had a lot of conversations and stuff. And so then Black Tea Blog had been tagged, or she had actually mentioned ThatsSoBold on her stories. August 23rd. Okay. So this is the level of advocacy that she was doing. Yes. Sorry. He's been blocked. Well, sorry about that, Ebony, but he's been blocked. I'm sure he probably knows it too. My bad. Another screenshot. This was important. 8/24. 8/24 was a busy day for everybody, right? 8/24. Black Tea Blog calls Arizona Social Services. There's a number right there. And then a child helpline was called. It's the hotline. All right. Trying to figure out, and this isn't something that she would have necessarily promoted on her platform, right? Like, this is something that you do as a mandated reporter. You make a call and you report. Keep going. She writes the congressman, okay, trying to get some attention to this story, and an email, right? Straight up. Does it? Look at the date, 8/24. This is what advocacy looks like when you're not doing it on a platform to bring the clicks and views. You want to talk about clicks and views? Here it is. This is someone that did it, said she did it, and actually followed through. She contacted the congressman because she was so concerned. Congressman gave her where to go, okay, and told her what to do. Isn't it ironic that this was not mentioned on that platform as well? And also thinking about why it relates so much to even this advocacy group for Facebook. They offered help, and because they don't get clicks and views, it was the runaround. So intentionality is everything, not only just in blogging, but in how you deliver this information. Intent. So I very much thank Ebony, because she did go above and beyond. But did she post this all over? No, she didn't. No, it keeps going. Here's your communication. She says, I spoke with Arizona social worker. Here we go. We have 2 documented calls. Now we have the 25th. So you had that group that called on the 24th. Here we have the 25th, where this blogger called. Ebony says, I spoke with Arizona social worker yesterday. I gave her the address and contact information for the entire family, and they're sending social workers. But she did say there have been thousands of emails. So they have already been receiving a lot of information. And then he responds. Here we go. This is ThatsSoBold. And again, hey, sorry. Thank you so much for doing this. I hope they take this seriously and understand we need a real investigation, or we're going to protest. We found the father, where he works and everything. I don't know who this person is. Oh yeah, that's I do know who that person is. Says that she's sending someone up to the job and starting a protest because this is unacceptable. Especially how they flying back to Arizona after being called out. That's very suspicious. So, a protest. Different levels of credibility, right? But did Did Black T Blog get this credibility when he decided to drag her? No. And that's a separate point. But I think it speaks to how certain people will select what they're going to show and what they're not going to show. Okay. And to me, if this was about Molly, this is the kind of stuff you want to show. You want to show that this blogger actually did advocate, right? You did show. And you've been blocked. Sorry. Just saying. But that wasn't, it is what it is. I figured as much. Here's some interesting receipts, right? Just like this group of people that offered to help. But because they're not YouTubers, she didn't engage them, right? I'm going to show you guys something else, okay? And we're going to end here pretty soon. But one thing I really want to show you guys is one thing we said, because this is valuable. This is valuable information. I think that this can really serve us later on. Should anybody here find themselves in a situation as such, okay? You see, the Department of Child Safety in Arizona, all right, they have a website. And I think this is an important website to do. Now, they're looking at measures for initial responses, right? So this is not updated yet. Hopefully this will upload here. But what I really like here is there are counties. Arizona, the state of Arizona functions by county. Okay. So each county is going to have a social services. Okay. And so from here, and again, they need to update these measures because it would be great for us to know how many calls they actually get. But if you go down, you're able to see the response times. Meaning if you're calling the department, for child safety, call them, right? And you have a concern and you're making your report, whether you're a mandated reporter or just a local citizen, they're telling you right there on the drop down how much the time frame they have to respond. They have 2 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 7 days. This is all straight from the website. Now, this little search thing is outdated. They need to update it, but it tells you a little bit of the numbers. If you're looking for time frames between 2015 and 2017, what does it look like? Response time. Okay. To me, this is helpful because this tells you how they respond to calls. And sometimes if you're not in the front lines, you don't always get this information. No, you get it from the media, you get it from the blogs, you get it from the people that are just kind of telling you that this is fact. They didn't investigate. No, they did. And the thing is, we don't know if the investigation is done because we're not privy to that information. So as the public, like I said before, it is what it is. This is not, Molly has a family from birth, okay? And so we need to understand that those measures are set there for a reason. And let me share another thing with you guys because I think this is also going to be helpful. We keep talking about this Costco video, okay? Costco video. Very simple. Let's talk about Costco privacy rights, okay? Whether you're visiting at the store, shopping, online, in person, it doesn't really matter. Hey, go to their privacy rights. They'll tell you right here. They'll tell you who they can and can't release information to. Go all the way down. There's a little drop down. Okay. Very simple. Let's see. All right. They show you numbers of who they've requested and what. Oh, I might have gone too far. I think it's this little thing. The information they collect from you. Okay. So if you're at the store, obviously that is going to be, what is it? Oh my God, where'd it go? Audio, electronic, visual, thermal. I mean, I don't know if they did thermal, but whatever they have there. Okay. There are certain people that are allowed to have that information and certain people that are not. Okay. Audio, electronic, all that other stuff. So here they have a little checklist of who collects it. What do they collect? Call recording, videotape, photographs, license plate reader information, photographs, online, session monitoring, all that stuff. These people over here are who's actually allowed to collect that information. Who is this disclosed to? Service providers and law enforcement agencies, if relevant, to detect, prevent, investigate, or prosecute illegal activities. So we're not privy. Costco doesn't owe us to the public that information. They owe it to anybody they have to go after. So we're relying on this tape to set the record straight for someone that hasn't shown to been consistent in her statement. it's an interesting thought, right? Think about it. We're wanting someone, we're wanting Costco. The Costco video will call it all. There's an assumption that Costco video is going to have audio. Do we know that for a fact? I don't know. I don't know. And I can't even speak to that, right? Those are things that we have to discuss. I'm going to show you another thing. Let's look at this little GoFundMe. Let's see if it's like gone up, because I think it's important to know what it is exactly that you're supporting, okay? Before you go and decide to share your funds. Let's see if any updates on this. Alrighty. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I think it's this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Everybody can see it. All right. This is how much. Now, yesterday, guys, it went from like, I think it was 1,200 to now a little over 3,000. Okay. Very simple sentence right here. Sheriff's been harassing, stalking, and arrested with no warrant and false information. In need of help for professional, good experience lawyer. Here you go. All these people. Hello, Angelica. It's unfortunate this is happening to you despite you doing the right thing. Oh my God. Never harass Karens and falsely accused Black folks. I just donated. We got your back. Thanks for standing up. Wow. Yeah. That's what they've dubbed her, the lying Latina. I mean, it's a sad thing. And it's for me, it makes me shame. Jesus. Sounds like a wrestler name every time I think of the Lion Latina. But anyways, let me stop. So I looked at this and I said, well, she was provided a warrant. Matter of fact, in the most recent interview that Chyna D did, she talked about a warrant for a traffic ticket now. So she's accepted that she possibly had a warrant. I couldn't stand by this. I was like, no, man, I'm going to report it. And I did. You're going to do whatever you want, but I'm going to report. Not only did I report it, I emailed the DA's office from Riverside, sent them this and said how this is falsely stated. It's going against whatever the charges are. I don't know what's going to happen from this. It's different to say I need an attorney. So for this case that I got myself into trouble, right? You're saying you need an attorney. But the statement is like what? 2 sentences, if that. If you feel like this is fraudulent, report it. That's what we've done over here. Not only that, I also emailed the DA's office. I don't like people taking money from people. It's sad to see this because I think that intentionality is everything. We just talked about it. Everything, right? Whether you are a blogger or not, or whoever you are, intentionality is everything. If you cared about the child, then it's about the child. You should have accepted the help. You should have given the information. If you are a blogger and this is about the child, you give credit to where credit needs to be given, such as Black Tea Blog helped me as well. She did this. She wrote a congressman. And it's my understanding that she has a total of 3 GoFundMes and 1 spot fund. No joke. And one of those has already been cashed out. So this is huge. And the thing is whether people are talking about it or not, letting it go, we have to make sure that we bring some level of awareness, okay? And I said it before. I don't believe the story. I definitely believe that she's not mentally there, okay? But I believe that she is mentally well, so much so that she is participating in this antisocial behavior where she is planning how many GoFundMes, how many Facebooks, what to say, what not to say. That's the criminal aspect. That's the fraudulent aspect. And then says the right trigger words: slave, Black, treating her like a slave, R word, SA, all of it, to get people to donate. She's not been consistent. We could sit here and drag about the police, hey, all day, every day. I'm not vetting for them at all. But right is right and wrong is wrong, right? Like, we have to be able to know what we're funding. Where do we discern? And if this was about Molly, then why have we turned this into Angelica, helping her? Why is her GoFundMe growing when, as of today, you guys heard Chyna D, she has an attorney, right? I heard it. I heard it 2 times. I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard it. Okay. The system is not perfect. We know that. Here's some more information about learning about the Arizona Department of Child Safety. How do they assess abuse and neglect? What are the 4 criterias, right? Which is very important. I used to audit things like this, guys. Very much so. Qualified, skilled people have to do this job. Okay. So for me to believe that suddenly the investigation ended, the criminal investigation for Riverside might have been done. It doesn't mean it was done for any other state. The child doesn't reside in California. Don't believe the narrative. This is crazy to me. But we go by the first thing that people say. I don't know why. And we have to be careful. There's real abuse and neglect out there. Human trafficking is real. But this woman has said the right words that everybody here wants to hear to get things going and moving and shaking. To her GoFundMe. This isn't about Molly, because if it was, she would have responded to this person, to this group of people. This isn't about Molly. It never was. August 24th, she was interviewing. And Tawana to Inspire TV, that is such an excellent question. But here's my question to everyone, especially if you have a YouTube channel. Why are you giving her a platform? Why haven't you corrected your information? Why are you allowing people to be scammed? That's my question to all these other platforms. Why haven't you assessed every interview that this woman has done? Because I'm telling you, it is not consistent. Please go check out her channel. I'm telling you right then and there, you will literally mic drop. Like, you're not even going to believe yourself what is being said. That's right. Get her a little public defender, and it's a misdemeanor. Okay? So, I hope that we've provided some insight into this situation. I hope that people understand, what are you contributing to? If you believe her, then believe her, but know what you're contributing to. No, but see, attorneys would take this case for free because it was publicized if it was credible. And we're taking her word that she has an attorney. I don't know. Maybe she got nervous and now she's telling Chyna D to take her information down. Because let me tell you, you go examine that information, I'd be very concerned as well. I don't know. I doubt so much. But again, I think that she is mentally unwell, that there's something there that her impulsivity gets the best of her, that she will run amok. Hence why Chyna D had a way in which by the way, shout out to her again. She put the boundaries down of what she was going to allow her to say or not, and she stops her, and you see it. Shout out to her for that. But when she goes to all these other bloggers, she's allowed to run her mouth, and you will see the difference. Check it out. Now, I'm someone that assesses behavior. That's how I know that Chyna D was very, very much a factor for her to kind of get that information. She'll expose more. Check her out. Definitely support her for sure. Help her. And I really want to thank her for her time for that, and everyone else that has supported us. Now, we're going to conclude because it's been a very lengthy live, and I know I've dropped a lot of bombs. Know where you got a lot of this exclusive. Please share it. I heard that some people decided to take some talking points of our live, hence no originality. But you know what? That's okay, because it takes time to do research. And not everybody can do it, right? Not everybody can do it. So I guess we'll take that as a compliment, even though we'll never get the shout out. But thank you for that. I really want to thank everybody on the chat. I want to thank everybody that donated today. I want to thank Black Tea Blog. I want to thank everybody again, the mods. You guys stood your ground and stayed with us. Naomi, Chyna D, everyone that has supported us. Now, where we go from here, we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated, okay? I definitely want to shout out Paris Milan, who, number one, she has been trying to give the message, and I could definitely hear her wanting to help people understand. So shout out to her, because I think that none of that goes unnoticed. Okay. Yes, there are about 3 GoFundMe's. Go check them out. You just have to search her name. Okay. Spot Fund, I believe she might have taken down. I'm not really sure, but she might turn it back on. This is a hustling thing at this point. Okay. And again, if this is about Molly, then it's about Molly. But if it's not, then don't be fooled. Okay. Don't be fooled. It's your money at the end of the day. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to donate to whatever. All right. So let me go ahead and end a little bit here with a little bit of a, what is it? Let's do a little rabbit twerk right now. Someone said on the chat, we need 3 more twerk. Okay, we're going to do one more. Last one. Here we go. I think that one's everyone's favorite at this point. Anyways, I am out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, great rest of your night. Thank you so much for all the financial support and everything. I will see you around, and rabbits out.